What's going on, everybody? Okay,
What the
that
fuck?
was it. That was an alarm on my phone. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Lightsaber Radio, the most outrageous Star Wars show on the web. And today we got a kind of a tricky topic because we're going to be talking about non-human Star Wars cultures, like the Wookiees, the Twi'leks. Like, how was their cultures? You know, what made them different from humans, and then what made the Palpatine and the Empire just so thinking that the human culture was so much better. Plus, we're going to be talking a little bit about the world's cultures. The differences, not only just in the world, but in, I don't know, we'll get to that. But first, let's drop the intro.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
At last we will reveal ourselves.
Bad feeling about this.
You are now Lightsaber Radio. If you only knew the power of darkness.
Here it comes. Let's go.
You are now tuned to Lightsaber Radio. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello there.
What's going on, everybody? So like I said earlier, we're going to be talking about the cultures of Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had a thought in my head. There's been a lot of like alien fucking shit going on in the world. You know, people seeing flying saucers or whatever alien stuff.
I guess like that one in Nevada.
Yeah, there's been a whole bunch of that going on. And I started thinking about something. And it kind of, I guess it's Star Wars for the simple fact of that, you know, you got all these different cultures in Star Wars. I mean, we got Wookiees, Twi'leks, Mandalorians, which I don't understand why Mandalorian is a different culture in reality, because
Mandalorian's a totally different culture.
I mean, but they're human.
It's
not really
well,
a
that's what I mean. Like
culture.
Like, just because they're the same species, they can still have different cultures. I mean, look at all the real cultures.
I mean, that's what I was kind of getting at, like with our cultures, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We have different cultures, but it's still a human culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all humans.
Right. And then you get even more different when you're a different species.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about, like, the difference between human culture and dolphin culture. It's two totally different things. But what sparked all this is, so I had this idea, and it's kind of been like just in my brain, and I don't know how to get it out. So I figured, fuck it, let's talk about it on here. And that's kind of what sparked this episode about non-human cultures, because, you know, the Wookiees have a totally different culture than the Twi'leks, or than, you know, the Wookatans, or, you know, all the different cultures in the thing. And we have a different culture than some of this other species that we have on this planet. You know, as humans, we're technology advanced and use computers and cell phones and everything. But then you got our closest relatives, which is like monkeys and gorillas and stuff, and they don't use none of that stuff. And it kind of looks, if you look at it in Star Wars, Wookiees can still fly spaceships, you know what I'm saying? But then you got Ewoks. Ewoks can't fly no damn spaceship. You put an Ewok on a spaceship, that dude would probably flip the hell out. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
like,
I would pay to see that. Well,
you know what I'm saying? So but what sparked this off with all the alien stuff that's going on, like, and I don't know, I just started thinking about zoos. Because why the aliens coming here? They could conquer us if they wanted to. They could fly all the way from across the galaxy, you know, the infinite space to wherever they're at. Like, what if we're all just different aliens? Like, all the different species on the planet were brought here, and this is like a giant zoo.
Carl, did they give you like new medication or something?
No. But
crazy
just hear me out. Just hear me out. So, what's going on, Bodie? Thanks for the super sticker. But you get the like all the different species on the whole planet. What if aliens like brought us all here? Because, you know, even if you look at ancient aliens, there's all kind of different aliens and all the almost identical pictures in every single relics of on the planet. What if they brought us all here, brought all this stuff here. Like they created the earth or whatever, brought us all here. And then they're like, what we're seeing is they're millionaires or billionaires, like the billionaires that just
This
died
is
on the
wildlife reserve or something.
on the thing. What if they brought us all here and they're just coming here, and like they're billionaires or they're rich people are paying to come here to like watch us? You know,
Kyle's converted to Scientology.
no, I haven't converted no side, but just think about it. It's you got to think about it. That could really be what's going on. Like, we don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? I choose to believe that God created us all. That's just my choice. You know what I'm saying? To believe that. But we really don't know. We could, like, what? 5 billionaires just died in a stupid, dumb submarine to look at the Titanic. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Why couldn't alien cultures, like, created this, like, zoology freaking planet and put us all here, all different types of species from all over the galaxy or all over the universe. And then they came here, they're coming here just to, like, their rich people are paying to come here as like an expedition
Isn't
to
that
watch
what
us.
No, but isn't that what Scientology believes?
I don't know.
Maybe
what
not like the zoo part, but like that we came from aliens or something?
I don't know what science. I ain't never studied Scientology. I don't know what the hell they believe, but I was just like, I'm looking at like, dude, 5 billionaires just died, or 4 billionaires and one of their kids just died to look at the Titanic. Like, how stupid is that? You just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can look at some pictures of the Titanic. Bro. But they paid all this money to go look at something. You know what I'm saying? Right. Just to go look at something. And it's just funny how we're all, you know what I'm saying? We just keep seeing them here. They don't ever fuck with us. They don't ever do nothing. They kidnap a few people every once in a while. But they come here for what reason? Like, if they was coming here for, like, resources or something, they just come take over. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would they not, you know? Right. They're just coming here and they're just watching us. They're watching the shit that's going on in the world. And all the reason that made me think about they're not just watching humans because there's video footage and shit of them coming out of the water. You know what I'm saying? The fucking spaceships and shit or whatever, the tic-tac things that come out the water and shit. So it's like they're looking at shit down there too. So if they're looking at all this shit, why are they doing it? Like, why? You know what I'm saying? It's like they're just fucking, like we're like a zoo. Like, we go to the zoo to look at animals. I don't know,
to study us.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But we're not underwater. So are they going underwater to study the other shit that's under the water, the whales, the dolphins, fish, squid, octopus, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or it's like, it just kind of makes sense. Like, and I don't know, I think Star Wars, I don't know, it just, to me, I think one of the reasons I believe in Star Wars, because I believe in aliens. I mean, fuck, there's like, you can't have 1 billion sightings and be like, nah. Like, dude, come on now. Like, so many people have seen freaking came forth and...
That's a whole other debate.
You know what I'm saying? And then you kind of got to be an idiot to think the freaking infinite galaxy and there's no other planets to support life.
Yeah, no, I definitely think there's something else out there. I think there's something else out there, but I'm not sure if, like, I think like majority of the stories we hear are like, I think there's some crazy people who they might think they saw something, but
when you got people like, you know what I'm saying, like government people, you know what I'm saying, that came forward and said shit. You got Commander Graver and all these different like jet fighter pilots that are coming forth and saying that they've seen stuff, and like legitimate people, not just some crazy dude on a farm that just wanted some attention. You know what I'm saying? But actual people. Then the stuff that Obama released in the AFO documents that said that that we have proof that, I mean, this is natural. These are all actual documentation that's saying there's been records of fucking, you know, unidentified flying objects. You just can't like there's no question. So it makes me love Star Wars even more because I'm like, dude, there might really be like a planet of Wookiees out there, like a real planet of Wookiees. And if I could go there, I would want to go there and like watch them and see how they do and interact with them. I would want to do that. Even if I didn't like talk to them, just watch them, you know what I'm saying? Like learn about their culture. How do they do things? I mean, we study monkeys all the time. like there's a great documentary on Netflix about like literally like monkeys and how they or like not monkeys, but they're I think there's apes, and they're like killing. They kill monkeys though, which is like they kill them and eat them. It's like, dude, what the hell is going on? You know what I'm saying? And you would have to think like, dude, like what about the other like species in a planet or in the galaxy? And we have like a firsthand, like in-depth idea of, you know what I'm saying, what that could actually be like being Star Wars fans, because we've been looking at it for years. Not to say that them are real things. We know that George Lucas created most of them and a lot, you know, different things like, you know, his dog that was the idea of Chewbacca, and, you know what I'm saying, monkeys were the idea for, you know what I'm saying, Ewoks and, you know, different shit like that. But these ideas came, but there could really be people in the galaxy that look like that. We don't know because we can't get off this damn planet. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we can get into space, but that's about as far as we got to the moon. But other than that, we haven't explored shit. So there could be so many, like Star Wars could really exist somewhere.
Dude, I have this guy in my work who still doesn't think we got to the moon. That's like, people are starting to doubt that too.
It's possible. There's been a lot of people that said that we never got to the moon. It was all like it was all recorded. And somebody said, I think I read an article one time that Buzz Aldrin said that shit was just a fluke. They recorded it in a warehouse. Or I don't remember if it was Buzz Aldrin.
What?
Yeah, that one of the people on his deathbed he was dying and came out and said, I can't remember which one it was. Yeah, he came out and said that they never really did it. They never went there.
I never heard that.
Like you can see, like, what the crazy thing is this. If you go and you look through, because there's actual footage of them looking through the telescope, and you can see the flag on the moon. There's a flag that's posted on the moon, and you can see it. And it's through the, so that means we had to have been there. Now, was it that one that actually got there, or was that just propaganda just to be better than Russia? Because remember, the space race was us against Russia on who was going to get there first, and we got there first. But was it bullshit just so Russia would stop trying, and then we finally got there later on and put the flag up there? Or did they figure out a way to just shoot a damn flag up there and it just popped out and just sailed over there and just stuck in the moon? You know what I'm saying? But you can see the actual footage through the telescope.
Flag launcher.
You can see the flag on the thing. So, but
right.
there's been a lot of theories that we never got there.
No, we definitely got there.
I think we did. I don't know if we got there in 1969 because we were stupid as shit in 1969. We didn't have none of the technology we have now, but I don't know.
Yeah, but that doesn't show like we were stupid back then. It just shows how far technology has come. Well, we was having trouble getting to space, and then y'all just automatically went from space to like a couple months later we landed on the moon. That's kind of hard to believe, but I mean, there's a lot. That's the thing. I went like, I don't really sit back and think about like a lot of like theories and shit like that. But I don't know, because my thing was, I think the thing that got, I think the thing that got me really thinking about all this, because the alien thing in Nevada happened. And then like literally right after that, it's like they kind of just wiped over that shit. And then next thing you know, we got the billionaires dying in the fucking ocean. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, dude, okay, wait a minute, hold up. Y'all just skipped right over this alien shit in Nevada. You know what I'm saying? Like, people actually seen shit here. Then when you look at it like the shit in Argentina and the different countries that all have had, like, people are seeing aliens, seeing shit that is unexplainable. I mean, think about it. Bigfoot, that could be a freaking Chewbacca. It could literally be a freaking... It's a Wookiee. Bigfoot's a Wookiee.
A Wookiee,
bro,
from another planet that landed here and you know what I'm saying, just like walking through the floors looking at shit. And that's why we can't ever find anything, because they're not from here. Think about it. Think about it. Like, I don't know why this shit has just been like on my brain lately about like alien visitation and Star Wars. Because you really think about like Bigfoot, like there's no, there's all kind of video. There's actually really good video of him now, but they can't ever find him. They can't ever find his damn, like, you know what I'm saying, no bones of him or anything like that. But people keep seeing him. That makes me think he's coming from another planet. Like, he's coming here from another planet. He's walking around, chilling, looking at shit. You know, maybe they planet up, ain't got no trees. And if you got enough money, you know what I'm saying, you can fly the fuck here and go on a stroll. You know what I'm saying? Because we do that shit. If you got enough money, you can go see the fucking Titanic. You might die, but you know what I'm saying? You can go see the Titanic. If you want to go to space, you can go to space if you have enough money. So what would keep why wouldn't alien cultures do the same thing? What would make you think that there is alien cultures? They wouldn't do the exact same thing.
I think Chris has a point. We're tripping balls now.
We have like the firsthand experience of what could be possible. That's what Star Wars is about. Star Wars is about imagination. Right. It's about imagining what could be. You know, like all these things could be possible. There could be a whole galaxy that truly is Star Wars, just like the way Star Wars is we see on TV.
That would be dope. I would want to go to that galaxy.
And we're just not part of that damn galaxy because we don't know anything about it yet. But that would, you know what I'm saying? Because we're just stuck here on this planet. We're just creating ideas because we don't know about anything. Shit, how do we know that fucking George Lucas wasn't like fucking kidnapped by aliens and fucking they planted this whole shit in his head?
George Lucas was an alien.
You know what I'm saying? How do we know? People get kidnapped by fucking aliens all the time, be gone for 5 years, come back like it was one day, like they didn't age. Like weird shit like this happens all the fucking time, and everybody's like, nah. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, dude, this fucking dude been missing for 5 years, or this child's been missing for 5 years, comes back and looks exactly the same. Like there's recorded evidence of this shit. Like what? People, like, yes, there was a kid in New Mexico that was taken. 5 years later, he pops back up and he looks exactly the same. It's the exact same kid. He never aged in 5 years. Like, dude. And which could be somebody's bullshit ass story that they just made up and the kid never really disappeared. But a whole town that's all saying the same thing. You know what I'm saying? That it just like if it was just one person, I'd be like, you're a fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? You think we're dumb as shit, but a whole town, like this kid just was gone for 5 years. They thought he died or something happened or whatever. Somebody kidnapped him or whatever, and then he pops the fuck back up and he never aged in 5 years. It's kind of just hard to explain shit like that. Like, you can't just, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. And it just makes me think about, I don't know. Whenever something like, I'm watching the news, and there's always I live in Missouri, and I don't know what it is about Missouri, but we have a fucking shit ton of fucking alien sightings here, or UFO sightings, not so much alien. But we have a lot of them. That shit pops up on the news all the time. It just makes me think about Star Wars. It makes me think about all these different cultures. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if there really is Wookiees? Or what if there really is Twi'leks? Or, you know, these different species in the galaxy. Maybe George Lucas was, like, kidnapped as a kid or, you know what I'm saying, like, took somewhere and got to see all this shit. He came back, created a fucking great imaginative movie to us, because to us it's about imagination, but he might have really seen some shit. We don't know.
He came from there.
I mean, we believe in a God that nobody's seen in 1,000 years or longer. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's definitely a possibility. I mean, people see angels. That could have been an alien. You know what I'm saying? To whoever seen the God the first time, I mean, for all we know, that God was an alien, and he just happened to show up to this person. We don't know. We choose to have faith in God and believe that there's a higher, but we really don't know. Like it's all choices. I just believe that it makes way more sense that, you know, somebody created this shit than some two atoms just smashed together and boom, here you go, fucking go. Cause I smashed my car into another car and I didn't get a better car. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't happen. So, you know what I'm saying? Two things smashing into each other and created an entire galaxy just kind of doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It's more likely that, you know, something created this shit. But, you know, it's just, I mean, it's all perspective. And we have like a first-hand perspective as being Star Wars fans because we've seen what could be, the possibilities of what could be. And I think the overall aesthetics of Star Wars and the cultures within Star Wars are basically a reflection of the cultures that we have on this planet. You know, there's the fucking Ewoks. You know what I'm saying? We have chimpanzees or monkeys. You know what I'm saying? Which, if you looked at an Ewok and you looked at a Wookiee, they're not too much different. Just one's really big and one's really small. But you look at us. You know what I'm saying? We're bigger. Look at a bear. Fucking bears are huge. But then they got subgenres of bears. They got subcultures of bears. You got panda bears. They're smaller than a grizzly. Black bears are smaller than that.
Subspecies.
You know what I'm saying? It's like how to, like in relation. And then you look at people. Just look at people in general. The only reason we look different is because of adaptation. That's it. You know what I'm saying? We go somewhere and we adapt to that surrounding. Europeans, colder. You don't need to be dark skinned. You go to Africa, right. It's 180 degrees there. You're gonna be darker. You're in the fucking 180 degree sun all damn day. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be darker. Your hair is gonna be thicker. Your body's gonna adapt. You're not gonna. You gotta, you know, have thicker eyebrows and thicker hair so the sweat don't run into your fucking eyes. It's all about adaptation. Like science has already proven that shit. So it's like. You know what I'm saying? Like, what makes the different cultures within Star Wars? You look at, like, you know, you got different, like, how do you know it wasn't like one culture, like one species? And then when they started going to different planets and they started exploring, and, you know, they got space flight and they went to this other, and then some people decided to stay there, and then they changed. You know, because you got a lot of people that got head tails. A lot of different species have head tails, but you know, you got Twi'leks. Some of them have 2, some of them have 3. But then you look at it, whatever Ahsoka's people are. You know what I'm saying? They got head tails. Yeah. They're just different. You know what I'm saying? Because they adapted to the planet that, you know, they settled on. And I think that's really how, like, Star Wars is. It's like, you know, you had the Wookiees. They went to Endor. You know, a couple of them, they said they wanted to stay there, and then they started shrinking because they didn't need to be as tall. Trees ain't as big. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so the shrinking. Ewoks are Wookiees?
They started getting stupider because, you know what I'm saying, they just digression because maybe it's the food or something, didn't feed the brain pan the same way, and then you end up got Ewoks. You got these little miniature version of Wookiees. Just if you think about it all, like I know this is all theoretical because I'm just having fun here, but if you think about it, it makes sense. It really makes sense.
We got fucking what's that subject where we not anatomy, the
biology.
No, because it's
I don't know. My brain just been on this crazy.
Anthropology.
Theoretical shit that
Star
could be
Wars
happening.
Anthropology over here.
Because let me ask you this. If some aliens came to you, like if they landed in your backyard, came into the house and talked to you and said, come with me, we can show you, you know what I'm saying, the galaxy or the universe. Would you go with them?
I can show you the world.
But would you go with them?
That depends. I don't know. That's a tough one. Would you?
I think I think one of the reasons they don't show themselves to us is because we're fucking idiots, and the first thing we'd do is I'll try to blow them up, and they know that, and they're like, okay, we're not gonna let you blow us up. We're way smarter than that. But how many people went willingly? Like if somebody came was like, Star Wars, if an alien came to you was like, Star Wars, there's a galaxy that's actually like that. You want to go see it? Would you go see it in real life? It's like the ultimate Disney adventure.
Bro, I don't know.
I don't know if I would go near.
I don't know if I trust an alien, to be honest with you.
Like you gonna probe me in the butt? I don't know why.
I'd be worried.
I don't know why that is like one of the things that is often said
about aliens.
Yeah, why and like nobody's ever really reported that. It's like they ran tests on me. Nobody ever said they probe my butt. But like that got to be like mainstream for some reason. Like they're gonna probe you in the butt. They're gonna stick a probe up your ass. Why? It's just crazy because I've read a lot about. I don't know. I get down these rabbit holes sometimes. I went down.
Like, oh, really?
Several years ago. I went down like a real rabbit hole. When it comes to aliens and shit like that, but. Because I just wanted to know, it's interesting. Because I don't know the fucking answers, Like, I don't know if Obi-Wan Kenobi is fucking should have been a crappy show, you know what I'm saying? To me, theoretically, it should have been one of the greatest shows ever.
But it was bad.
So I go down wormholes, why these things happen. And I went down this little alien wormhole, right? So I was like studying everything about aliens. Because it's interesting. I want to know. And it's just one of those things that was like, there's so much evidence. It's like, dude, you got to be a fucking idiot not to believe in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Not to believe that there's something out there. There just has to be. It's fucking too big.
Yeah. I understand like not believing in like the UFOs and stuff, but like I definitely think there's something out there. The universe is so big. There's something out there. Now, like a lot of the things that people see, I think can be explained, but I think aliens of some kind have to exist somewhere out there. Just the chances, like, come on. The universe is so vast, so big.
It's infinite. It's infinite. It just keeps getting bigger. It goes on forever. That's the thing that gave me when they told me when I learned that the universe is infinite. First, my first question was, how the fuck do you know? You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no fucking satellite or fucking telescope that can see the end of the galaxy and watch it keep growing. So how the hell you know? But my second one was, if it is infinite, there's no fucking way that this one planet just happened to fucking spawn into life. And that's just stupid to even think that. Like, dude, you got to be a fucking idiot to think that. And in me as a Star Wars fan, dude, I see what the possibilities could truly be. Like George showed us what the possibilities truly could be. There could be a galaxy just like Star Wars out there. You know what I'm saying? There's it definitely could be a possibility. And so, for me not to believe that is kind of just stupid. How can I be a true Star Wars fan and then not believe that there could be shit like that out in the galaxy? Yeah. And I would be cool because, dude, if you sat back and you study Wookiees, okay? I know I've been using Wookiees a lot, but think about Wookiees, okay? They're very honorable. Their morals, they stick to their word. You know what I'm saying? This is their culture. They live up in the trees, because they had to get off the ground because of certain predators. Their culture is really unique and tight. And I think if you were a species on a planet and you had other planets coming to your planet, you would have to okay, we got to stick together. You know what I'm saying? We got to be close. And if you look at every single one of well, not every single one of them, but most of the Star Wars species, honor is a very high thing. You know what I'm saying? On pretty much on every species that there's family, honor, and I think that George wrote it that way, and then the other writers that have expanded upon it in the books and comics and stuff like that. I think it's one of those things that it just fits. Because you got to imagine, if aliens came here, there would be no difference between us. You know what I'm saying? All the racial and fucking all money and all that shit, that's just out the fucking window if aliens come here.
You think so?
Hell
I
yeah.
don't know.
We ain't gonna be fighting.
No.
We are not gonna be fighting with each other. It's gonna be us and aliens. Look at think about it like this. You've seen Alien Nation, right?
That's like if we got into like a war with aliens.
You don't even have to get in a war because we are naturally we do it to ourselves. We separate ourselves by class. We separate ourselves by color. We separate ourselves by, you know what I'm saying?
I think there's people out there. Yeah. There's people out there that want to distinguish us. There are people out there that want to separate us.
But if you brought another culture, another intelligent culture into the mix, dude, it would be humans and them. We would automatically segregate, or not, we would probably segregate ourselves or segregate the situation because that's just how we've done it for the whole history of time. We would probably separate ourselves from them, or at least
from aliens?
we would be all, okay, as humans and them. Look at Alien Nation. Look at, some of the other movies.
We would separate ourselves from them, but I don't think it would take away
think it would
from
combine,
the differences between humans as well.
Because then there would be something else for all humans to fucking not like because of difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't like each other. Like, and it's fucking crazy that it's even like that. Like, dude, fucking when you're dying and you're fucking laying on a fucking bed and you need some blood, you don't say, oh, don't give me none of that fucking Chinese blood. You don't say that shit. Give me the fucking blood so I don't die. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody care where the blood came. They don't even keep track of where the blood came from. Because it's all the same blood, you know what I'm saying? The blood, I mean, we have different types of blood, but that has nothing to do with race or economical background or any of that shit. It's just fucking ABC, positive, whatever, all it is, O, whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's no... there's no definite, you know what I'm saying? There's just no definite question about it. But if there was aliens here that was like completely different than us, I mean, they could look like us, but if they were different, say they had green blood, they look like us, but they had green blood. Oh, hell no. If they could look like us, have the same type of blood and everything, they could be almost identical, we would separate ourselves from them because they're not from here. You know we would.
Oh, yeah.
It would be humans and whatever we called them.
Well, there's too many people that like are always focused on differences and separating us, you know what I mean?
And they would do it.
No matter how much other people try to pretend or try to find the similarities, people will always try to divide us and get us to oppose each other.
Well, you know why they divide us? It's economical. It makes them money. Most of the people that bring up shit that has to do with...
It makes them money. It gets people to listen to them. It gets them influence.
Well, it keeps us distracted from what they're doing.
Yeah.
What the people that's in power are doing. It's always been like that.
I
was just watching the thing on TikTok.
Politics, it's influence, it's power.
I was just watching the thing on TikTok, and basically, since the beginning of freaking mankind, it's been like that. And then especially when it came to America made it the worst, because in Europe, it was just white people killing white people. You know what I'm saying? We were just killing each other. Because it was Irish and Italian and German and, you know what I'm saying, and the Europeans. Then when we came to America, the Irish were slaves. They were indentured servants. The Italians were slaves to the European because Europe had already conquered everything. So when they came, you know what I'm saying, then they brought black people over here as slaves. So you had like different levels of slavery. Then what they did, what's up, Tori? Then what they did is, instead of getting rid of slavery, they took the people that were all like the Irish and the Italians, they gave them guns and horses and said, you're gonna watch after these people because we need to keep everything in charge. Dude, you just went from being a slave to not liking somebody just because some other motherfucker told you to do that shit.
Question, really quick. My internet's been going in and out. How did we get to slaves?
Oh, we're just talking about culture in general. You know.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what? How did this go so bad?
So the premise of this episode is
Chris is right. You're dropping into a hell of a trip.
I fucking felt like it, okay? I felt like it. I was like, am I on the right show? What is... Like, I'm all up for a good history talk, but
this is how everything started out. Let me give you the premise of it. So the whole purpose of this thing, because we're talking about Star Wars, different cultures, and I was sitting back thinking, like, okay, I've been on this trip lately for like the last couple of days. Like, how do we not know that like every species on this planet was brought here by aliens, and billionaires? The alien billionaires are paying to come here and watch us like a safari.
So, you do know that it's actually a conspiracy theory. It's called the reptilians. So there's this huge reptilians. So there's this huge conspiracy theory about how the people in power, and actually a lot of big name people. I know Miley Cyrus was on the list at some point. Justin Bieber, Hillary Clinton. It's these important people, influential.
Hillary Clinton. Now I believe it.
Oh, right. Influential people who have all of this money. They're put into this position of power. I mean, even think about it, as much as, you know, movie stars, TV show, like all music artists, they're not in positions of power, but they are. So there's this whole conspiracy theory about how the people that be are actually reptilians. They're actual reptile humans that have cloaked themselves and are actually aliens.
The movie thing. Well, what I'm saying is we're aliens.
Well, the way
like,
that
we were brought here, and basically the freaking aliens are like people that are coming to the zoo, and they're watching all of us things that they brought here and put on this planet.
I honestly feel like I know every single state has one. For Idaho, it's Caldwell. I feel like we're the planet that the aliens drive by and lock their doors.
Well, that would make sense.
We're the sketchy. We're the sketchy. We're the projects of the universe, if you will.
It just, I don't know, because this is the thing. So last week there was that spotting in Nevada, and a bunch of people said that they seen the freaking aliens running around and shit, and it got me thinking. And then they just kind of like blew over it to this Titanic people, the billionaire people that died. And I'm like, dude, them people pay $250,000 to go down and look at the Titanic. So why wouldn't aliens pay, like, why wouldn't their culture pay to fly out here? Because they're just here. They don't ever fuck with us. They don't ever do much. They just come here and they watch us, and then they leave. Like, dude, what are we? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's basically the same thing.
Except right now, I think right now we're imploding. And so we are the scene from like Jurassic Park when the entire park shuts down and everybody's running out of the park. I feel like that's us right now. Like,
it's possible. But we were just talking about, like, because...
So...
Like, I was looking at it like, dude, how do we, like, not know that? You know what I'm saying? That
I honestly, so I have a little bit of an interesting style or thought process of other beings. I personally believe that it is a very selfish way of thinking, that we are the end all be all. There is no other sort of life in any other galaxy. We are the existence. We are it. We are the highest that there is going to get. I honestly think that that's a little bit of a selfish of thinking. And that's what people who are like, oh, aliens aren't real. That's what they are is well, aliens aren't real. We're the only humans. We're the only species of intelligence in the galaxy, in the universe, in the whatever.
I mean, that's just kind of, it's an infinite universe. That's just ignorant. and that's it's ignorant.
It's a very selfish way of thinking. So I personally think that there has to be. We cannot be the end all be all, because if we are it, everybody is fucked. Everybody. The universe is imploding. There is going to be another big bang, but this time it's going to be like the floods that God sent with Noah and was like, nope, fuck it. I fucked up. We're doing this again. Clear the slate. Like we can't be it. So there are aliens. There are
there has to be
other beings there, and people have seen them. It's just humans are so very narrow-minded thinkers. So if it does not match their definition of normal or appropriate stuff like that, they mark you as crazy.
Well, I was thinking about, like, so I've been on this thing for like the last week. That's what made me come up with the idea of the show. But like, you think about it, you have Chewbacca, basically a Wookiee giant. That's Bigfoot. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we know there's an actual Wookiees that are coming here? They done fucked up their planet. They ain't got no trees, so they get to take a fucking trip here and they get to walk around. That's why we get pictures of them. People see them. But then they can't ever find no real evidence of the damn thing.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, dude, they're leaving. They're not from here.
Right. On the same part of Bigfoot, though, like, and everybody's like, oh, well, we never see him. We never see him. I want you to take a step back and be like, hey, if I was a creature that was completely different than everybody else, and I saw how humans reacted to different, like, do you really think that you would want to say, hi, here I am, I'm the different thing? Like, no, you'd be scared shitless of the humans because they're we are assholes. We are an asshole species. We're all dicks. We're at some point, you know, there's varying scales of selfishness, but everybody is selfish. Everybody has their best interest at heart. It's whether you're a priest or whether you're a hooker, everybody looks out for themselves, just on varying degrees. Like, I would not want to be Bigfoot and step out of the forest and go, here, motherfuckers, I am here. Well, let's party.
Okay, so this is my thought process on there. Okay, like, the reason, like, we don't have no Bigfoot skeletons. You know what I'm saying? There's no Bigfoot skeletons. So they're fucking leaving. They're aliens. They're coming here. They're walking the fuck
or they're
around
not
and
real.
Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? That's why there's no evidence of these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? There's some pictures. People see them. Oh, we seen Bigfoot. Oh, I seen Bigfoot. Oh, I seen this. And then they're fucking gone because they're getting the hell out of here. They're like coming here to like take a stroll through the fucking forest. Like,
Actually, I just found an article. Granted, it is CNN, so can't guarantee how, you know, factual it is.
It's the one that the Europeans have it. It's a European fucking...
No, it was from Georgia. There is a policeman and a former correction officer say that they will unveil evidence of what they claim is their biggest find ever, the body of Bigfoot. The thawed body of the creature, said to be Bigfoot, reportedly weighs more than 500 pounds. It was a pair of Bigfoot hunting hobbyists from North Georgia said that they found the creature's body in a wooded area, spotted several similar creatures that were still alive. The carcass of the furry half man, half ape is 7 feet tall, or 7 feet 7 inches tall, and weighs more than 500 pounds. However, the two are not disclosing the exact location of their discovery to protect the remaining creatures.
Yeah, of course they're not.
So there's more.
Yeah, it was the whole crew of people, and one of them got shot.
Yeah, so they sent it out for extensive scientific studies. That was
Chewbacca's dad. You know what I'm saying? He got caught. The rest of them is gone. They get the fuck out of here. They got back on their ship and went back to fucking Kashyyyk. But my thing is this, as Star Wars fans, our imagination is put out there by George's creation to think that anything is possible. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole, to use your imagination and to think about these amazing worlds and these different species and the different cultures of Star Wars. But like I said earlier, how do we know that George wasn't like kidnapped when he was fucking little by aliens and they took him to some fucking place that really is like this? That's like really fucking like this. And he came back and then he fucking created this fucking awesome shit because he's seen it. We don't fucking know. People get fucking abducted by aliens all the time and have no recollection of that shit. But when they're fucking hypnotized, then they remember all this shit.
As soon as you said that, it reminded me of It's the movie with Bruce Willis. Signs, I think it is. It's I see dead people. Like that's all you said that, and that's all I see is George Lucas. Guys, no, there's thing like he turns into the crackpot.
But see, that's the thing. We see things like all the time. I guarantee everybody has seen something that they can't explain. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's seen some type of shit they can't explain. Most people just blow it off like I was fucking drunk. Oh, man, I took too much acid when I was little.
Bro, I think we're a little drunk right now.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I smoked some wrong weed or some shit. I guarantee everybody has seen shit that they can't explain. I know for a fact I've seen shit that I can't explain. Like, what the fuck? I've, like, heard, like, my daughter was one time, my youngest daughter was sitting in the room talking to somebody. I come in the room, I said, who are you talking to? And she said, I'm talking to, I think his name was George. I said, who the fuck is George? The man that used to live here. I looked up, there was a man that died in my house. His name was George. And I was like, holy shit. Like, there's no way that she could fucking know this. So that's what made me be like, all right, there got to be fucking ghosts, you know what I'm saying? That's just fucking weird as shit. Then I got dogs. My fucking dogs bark at shit that's not fucking there. There's nothing to fuck around, and they're just barking at shit. Like, dude, to me, there's something fucking there. I have, like, literally, I'm gonna see if I can find it, but I have footage on my fucking video because I have surveillance cameras around my house. And I have a fucking surveillance camera video of a fucking person walking down the street. That motherfucker walked through my goddamn car. Like, right through the car, came out the other side, like diagonal, not like fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like you could see that shit, and it walked the fuck off. It was fucking two people walking, and one person walked directly through my fucking car. Now that could be a glitch of the computer, or that could have been some shit that I don't know nothing about.
Well, so, if you think about it, most of the stories that you hear of the paranormal, it doesn't come from adults, it comes from kids. And I truly believe that we are all born with the ability to see the paranormal.
I mean, you think about it.
Because if you look at it, it's kids. And once kids reach a certain age, they are told that there's nothing, that there isn't monsters under the bed, Santa Claus isn't real, the tooth fairy is actually your mom, like all of that. I'm out here crushing all of your kids' dreams right now. So if you're a kid listening to this, I'm sorry.
I was like, what?
But when we get a certain age, we're kind of forced to stop believing in the fun, in the magic, essentially. So
that's some scary shit. I'm glad my parents told me that shit didn't exist.
I mean, like the thing, ghosts, Santa Claus, all of the fun stuff. We're told to suppress. Essentially, they're not real. They don't exist. Only crazy people say that they continue to exist. All of this stuff, and you may even see someone who's talking to themselves, who could see somebody, and they're having a full-on conversation with somebody you can't see, but suddenly they're the crazy person of the neighborhood. So.
Garrison, you're the crazy person.
It's
I've seen you talking to shit before.
it's society essentially that's making us block off those communication pathways. And I truly believe that you could open them up again if you wanted to, and you wanted to believe again. I myself am one of the crazy people who sees and hear things. What you were talking about, your daughter talking to somebody, when we still lived in the apartment, before CJ and I got together, I was living with the kids' dad and two roommates. And I kept telling everybody, I was like, no, there's something here. Like, something feels off. There's something here. And nobody believed me. I was written off as crazy until one day I was working. I was at work behind the bar. It was like midnight. And I get a text from my roommate saying, hey, you need to do something about the house. And I said, what do you mean I need to do something about the house? My daughter, I don't know why she was awake at midnight at the age of 2, but she was in the living room covering her ears, screaming, no, stop. And when she was asked what was going on, the entire time she's screaming, it's at the corner right next to the front door where there's nothing there. And she's like, they won't stop talking to me. I keep telling them to stop talking to me. I don't want to talk to them and they won't stop. And she's like, yeah, cool. I'm telling your mom that. And then another, like there was another time, the master bedroom door opened up. Somebody walked to the pantry, opened up the pantry door. And then when my ex realized that he was the only one home, he was like, wait, what the fuck was that? And it was gone. Like it literally opened doors. Like
but that's what I'm saying. Like, so there's like, I completely believe that there's a possibility that there could be like a Star Wars fucking galaxy, like a galaxy that's just like Star Wars. Because you got to think about it. Force ghosts. You know what I'm saying? Like now, George Lucas could have created all this out of his imagination. Imagination is but it's like at the same time, it's like very, very, like it's possible. It is ultimately possible that there's like a galaxy in the infinite universe that is based on this, that has all these wonderful cultures and wonderful things. And it intrigues me that it could be that possibility. I think it's fun to think about. It's fun to really think about the possibilities of things that could be. Here, let's go back, because I got to say something that Star Wars team leader said. What's up, Lenny? What's up, Chris? What's up, Clint? What's up, everybody? That we didn't get to, but he said one of the comics, Tuskens and Jawas, started out as the same. One lived underground after the planet was blown up to glass and embraced tech, and others stayed above ground and hated tech. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dude, most of the things in Star Wars, like, how do we know that fucking Ewoks didn't used to be fucking Wookiees? Because you adapt. That's where we got on to like different races and shit, because of adaptation. That's how we look different. You know what I'm saying? It's because of adaptation. So how do we know these things don't happen? If humans go to a different fucking place, it's proven. It is proven that the DNA in a body will change and adapt to that surrounding. We see it in different species on the planet. We did see it in different fish. They took fish and put them and changed their fucking environments. Serpents, everything on the planet adapts to the surroundings it's introduced to, or that it's like, you got to think, animals are getting smaller, like deer and shit are getting smaller because we are taking away their land.
Did on that evolution, did not mean to interrupt you, Kyle, but did you know that there was one master of the sea back at the dinosaur times? It's not the megalodon. It was bigger than that. It was the most dangerous animal in the sea. And they split up into two groups because one of them wanted to take their adventure onto the land, and actually they turned into hippos.
Wow, I'm not surprised. It definitely doesn't surprise me.
I think that everybody, no matter what fandom you are a part of, what universe, whether it be Marvel or Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, if there is a sense of adventure and fun and, you know, magic or whatever, you want it to be real. And most fans do. Like, they believe that, you know, there's that their closet, if they go back far enough, they go into Narnia or what the fuck ever. Like, I know that we do it. I know Garrison does not get snow, but
never.
Like any Star Wars fan, if they are driving while it is snowing, you feel like you're jumping through light speed.
Kind of does give you that feeling.
Right? And I like to take that as a positive. Like, you're finding the small fun things in the dull and mundane of everyday life.
Lenny said, hold up, let me say, Lenny said if we're just energy and matter. Cannot be destroyed, only transformed. Then when our bodies die, we become pure energy, and such as ghosts. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. Like, and even in a religious preference, the Bible says, it doesn't say when you get to go to heaven or hell or whatever. It doesn't say as soon as you die, you get to go to these places. It just says there's another place that you get to go. It doesn't say when. And then if you look at like Revelations and stuff like that, it says that the bodies will stand back up. That's why people are buried from northeast, because when Jesus returns, the bodies will stand back up and then he will during the rapture. So that's just it might not be the actual body, but everybody will turn, all the spirits will turn and look at him, and then he takes them away. You know what I'm saying? So even in that sense, you can look at it and say, dude, there's a possibility for ghosts. It's just the way, it's just all about the way you interpret or look at it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, we don't know about none of this shit in reality. And that's the cool thing. That is what's really the cool thing about it, is because George kind of fucking gave us that type of, the ability to think that these things could be possible. Then when we see these things, like Bigfoot or aliens or whatever, when we see these things, as Star Wars fans, we should be more open-minded to these existence of these things, because, dude, George painted us a picture of how the universe probably really is in other parts of the universe. So we shouldn't be like fucking, like, just like oblivious and be like, no, I don't believe in aliens. Like, come on, man. Like, dude, your imagination tells you that anything is possible. So how can you be like my thing is, like, how can you truly be a Star Wars fan? Because this is one of the reasons I got on this topic, is because I was talking to a guy. He said he was a Star Wars fan, but he said he didn't believe in, like, magic, or I'm like, dude, fucking, it's called lights and magic. They created magic in order to fucking make Star Wars. That shit didn't exist. It was non-existent before they did it. And that's all magic is a trick of the eye. You know what I'm saying? It's like showing somebody something that's not really there, but it really is there. You just can't see it. And that's basically what, like, technology does. Like, dude, I'm talking to y'all on a screen right now, and if you
and none of us are in the same damn house.
In the same state.
Or state.
You told somebody this 100 years ago, they'd have called you a fucking crackpot and probably hung you as a witch. You know what I'm saying?
that was more than 100 years ago, Kyle. That was.
Well,
they would probably just throw you in a mental asylum, because everybody 100 years ago got thrown into mental asylums. You could, like, cut your arm and be like, my arm's falling off, and they're like, oh, well, you freaked out over it, you're crazy, go to the mental asylum. Like,
but that's what I'm saying, like, dude, so, like, we are actually using a form of magic to somebody that didn't know any better. You know what I'm saying? We are doing something that is, like, if you showed a monkey this shit, they're going to be like, what the fuck is this? Like, they're not going to understand what it is. So, like, if you just take that into the same consideration of an alien, you know what I'm saying? An alien coming here. Like, we can't show them shit. Look at these fucking idiots. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to blow each other up with nuclear bombs. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't give them, like, we can't do none of that stuff. We can't show them us. They'll try to blow us up. So, it makes sense that George would make all this and make Star Wars. So it was kind of like, I kind of thought about it like this, like, Star Wars is like a mapped book of what's to come. Because George knew, it's like George knew that, like, all this shit could really exist. So let me prepare people for the things that might happen in the future. Because people are going to be watching Star Wars 100 years from now. Might not be in the same platforms.
I have a plot hole, Kyle, and it's not really a serious one. It's kind of more of a joke. But plot hole in your thought, how can it be for the future if Star Wars takes place a long time ago?
Well, I think that was just a way to confuse people. Shit. Like, here, let's start it off a long time ago in a galaxy far away.
So since Star Wars is put in the past and Star Trek is put in the future, do you think that they swapped them? George Lucas was in cahoots.
Disgusting.
Star Wars is the future and Star Trek was how it really was in the past.
No. I put up a meme the other day, or a thing.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. Star Wars team leader says it the best. Magic is just technology you have not learned yet. I mean, that's really what it is.
And I don't even think it's just, like, you could use technology in, like, the broad term, not just talking about, like, specifically computers or electronics and stuff like that. You can look at that at a little bit of a broader spectrum of, it's not just the technology you haven't learned yet, because the magic is always there. I guarantee right now, if you thought of a positive thing, it's going to be around some holiday or something there where it was magical, question or quote unquote.
Oh, dude.
But that's the magic is not forgotten or anything like that. It just, some days it's harder to remember it than others. Like, that's around Christmas time. I was actually just watching a show, and in it there was a Christmas episode, and the mom ended up having a heart attack, but she lived.
That just went real dark real fast, and we went from fucking aliens and
Star Wars and
magic
Christmas
to
death.
People's moms dying.
Right. It was it was a trippy episode. It was a whirlwind. But her son was older and said something about I don't believe in Santa Claus anymore. And the mom's like, I believe in Santa Claus, but I don't think he is who you think he is. Like, Christmas for me is different than Christmas for you.
Santa Claus is scary as shit.
At least once of the year will you pretend so that we can have that happiness, because it is the one time of the year that you can kind of let yourself fall. If you can de-stress yourself enough to take a step back during Christmas, like be like, hey, no, Santa Claus is real. This is awesome, and just enjoy.
Man,
like,
Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy and
Star
all them
Wars
scared
is the
the
same
shit
thing,
out of me when I was little. Some guy breaks in my house and tries to fucking give me toys. That's a pedophile. That's some scary shit.
My kids like Santa Claus, but only because I have instilled the legend of Krampus into them.
And then fucking the Tooth Fairy, some fucking crazy fucking demon, the fucking
Watches
flying
you
thing, comes in and fucking puts money under my pillow and steals my teeth. What the fuck is he doing with all these teeth?
I was just gonna say, what's he doing with my teeth, Mom?
Like, Jesus Christ. Like, dude, that's scary as shit, man. Why are you just letting, I used to ask my dad, why are you just letting people break in our house and fucking give me money and shit? That's just crazy. But I was reading a book about the two theories of Santa Claus and where it came from. One of them was that everybody was on mushrooms in the town that they live in, and they were white and blue mushrooms or white and red mushrooms. And they just started, and another one is the actual story about St. Nicholas, that he was actually a pedophile and he was luring kids with presents.
Did you just cough, or did you just talk through a burp?
Yeah.
I heard everything you said, but I was like, did you just, all right.
You just called him out too.
It said, Lenny says, okay, let's look at the destruction of the Library of Alexander. When this place is a college of collection of all knowledge around the world from ancient times, and the Romans destroyed it, it fell in, okay, that's it, it fell in.
He's sending another one. Are you talking about when the world kind of collapsed and everybody started fighting each other? Because when the Library of Alexandria was lost, everybody just turned on everybody. They got extremely closed off.
Well, even with new technology and the stuff that they're finding now, that, you know what I'm saying, like mankind is way older than what we were led to believe in school.
What if we were what if there was actual Jedis in our existence billions and billions of years ago, and then we just kind of order 66 them all and work with the normals?
So they just found them skeletons over in Russia, in that cave, and there's some 100,000 years old. Lucy was 160,000 years old or something like that. So we've been around a lot longer than what people originally thought. Originally, it was Egypt. It was, 6,000 years BC. We're only about fucking 8,000 years old, maybe 10. Dude, we already know that the Ice Age happened, that people were here before the Ice Age. People lived underground 20,000 years ago. That documentary by the, I can't remember the guy's name right now, but that shit is amazing, all the new shit that they can find.
Where he thinks, they argue that, there was ancient civilizations and stuff.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Then there's another dude I checked out his YouTube videos not long ago. Dude, this dude in his where he thinks that the Atlantis was, everything matches up with all the history writings and everything. Everything matches up, and it's in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, there's even yeah, there's the indents in the ground and everything, and it's super cool. Now Star Wars was a long time ago.
Let's see. Lenny said, "Okay, let's finish." An age loss of information and technology reversed in a way, and this is why. They seem to be so much more modern than we thought. Now, if Star Wars was a long time ago, far away, it could have been.
Could we have just lost the technology? Yeah.
Well, dude, so I guess in Europe right now, and this is speculation because I haven't seen it proof for myself, but I guess they found something in the ocean off of the coast of Italy. They found something in the water, and it's some type of technology, and they don't know how to turn it on. They haven't figured out how to turn it on. Then, if you go back and you think about the stuff that with Tesla was saying, the original Tesla, not Tesla cars.
Oh.
But Nikolai
Tesla.
they were being able to transfer electricity from the pyramids over to the pyramids in South America, and they were all talking to each other. You know what I'm saying? Through this electricity or through telecommunications. Through the way that the pyramids and the pyramids and stuff that were built in South America and stuff, and the ones that are in like India and shit like that, that they were able to communicate with each other. That was his theory, and he literally truly believed that that's how it came. That's how we were able to communicate, and that's the reason that there's markings on all the different temples around the world or pyramids and stuff that resemble each other, is because they were communicating with each other. Because how else was they doing it? You know what I'm saying? How else was they communicating clear across an ocean? And they wouldn't know shit. People in Europe didn't even think America was here. They thought you sailed off the side of a planet. You know, like this whole planet was square. So, but these people were communicating long time before a telephone was ever created. That just the stuff, and then for them to find this, whatever this is, it's supposed to be they think it's an underwater craft, but they don't know how to turn it on. They don't even have a power source to figure out how to turn this damn thing on. Now, could it be aliens? Could it be alien technology, or it could be alien type of craft? Or could it be just, you know what I'm saying, they're like it just from people way back in the day? But that new what's the name of that new city that they found, or that like the fucking new place that they found over in Turkey? There's a place over in Turkey that they found. They talk about it on that special. What the fuck is the name of that shit? It's like fucking
no idea.
13,000 years ago or 15,000 years ago. That's before the last ice age. We know the last ice age happened around 10,000 BC or 10,000 BC. This is like 13,000 BC is when this is. And then in Turkey, they got them underground cities that they found.
It's Potbelly Hill.
Potbelly Hill.
Mm-hmm. It's some weird name in Turkish. I'm not even, for the sake of respecting the Turkish language, not even going to attempt to say it. But it's considered Potbelly Pig, known as the actual name. Is a Neolithic archaeological site in the southeastern Anatolia region of Turkey, dated to the pre-pottery Neolithic age.
Interesting.
Neolithic.
But they literally found a fucking place that there's people lived underground. Like there's a whole city underground that they just discovered. It's like, why were they underground? Were they hiding for somebody? Were they living underground because of the ice age? What happened? We don't know. We just know that, you know what I'm saying, that we've been taught a lot of bullshit for a lot of years because they didn't know until these new things came out and they started discovering new things. And that's how everything is. And you got to think about it in Star Wars. You're a person, right? You're on a ship and you land on this fucking brand new planet. You got to figure that everybody started. Dawn of the Jedi will break this down because they're going to start in the or where it started from, and then they're going to start expanding out and showing us how different cultures were made. I hope that's what they do. I think it'd be awesome. But at least Dawn of the Jedi is going to show us where the Jedi started. But if they go off of like the books, there was already Sith there, like the Sith species. There was already other cultures there. They all, you know what I'm saying, within this one little area of their galaxy, like, you know what I'm saying, like just their little area, like Earth, Jupiter and shit like that, like the way that their little area was at. And I think it's just freaking amazing that, you know what I'm saying, that we have a first-hand sight. Star Wars is showing us the possibilities of things that could be in the universe. And I think the cultures that we can learn from, it's just spectacular. And it just makes sense. Like, how many people went and watched the Wookiees, you know what I'm saying, before they ever talked to them? You know what I'm saying? Space travelers, before the Wookiees knew about travel. You know what I'm saying? Before they knew about space travel and all that, who was the first person to come to them and talk to them? You know what I'm saying? Like, when is that first alien going to come and talk to us? I just think it's just cool to think about, like, because we have firsthand, like, knowledge of, because of George's imagination, and he expanded our imagination as we watch all these wonderful things that Star Wars is about. It gives us, like, Star Wars itself, like Star Wars fandom is a culture. It's our own culture. We have our own culture. Now, does everybody in the culture always get along? No, of course not. You know what I'm saying? In no culture everybody gets along. You know what I'm saying? People gonna have difference of opinion.
That's an understatement.
Thing. But we have a culture. We have a subculture within the overall culture of the world and human being. We have a subculture, and it's the fandom. And it's because of our fandom that wonderful things like Marvel and Harry Potter and, you know, all these different other things that came from the idea of Star Wars have created new subcultures. And that's basically like, you go to these cultures and the culture expands because of the knowledge that's brought to the culture. You know, Wookiees didn't know how to they still can't speak basic. You know what I'm saying? All this time they can't speak basic. They just, you know, making all kind of weird ass noises. You know what I'm saying? But they understand basic. They learned how about space flight. Somebody taught them these things. Whoever came there first. We know that I think it's the Forgotten is the first people that created space travel, like light speed, in the Star Wars universe by expanded universe. But you know what I'm saying? It's just exciting to think. We have no idea nothing about Yoda's culture. We got Yoda, we got Yaddle, and we got Grogu. That's it. 3 of them. We don't know nothing about their back culture. And I think it's exciting not to know. I think it's exciting not to know where these aliens is coming from. Like, why are they coming here? I think it's exciting because it's fun to think about. Even if it's like bullshit and they're all drones and we're all about to die because China been created this shit, you know, and they're way more technology advanced than us. Still fun to think about, you know, the possibility that there is, you know what I'm saying, something else out there, that there might be a real live Star Wars, that there might really be that. I think it's fun and exciting to think about.
So Lenny says their DNA won't allow them to develop vocal cords like us. I was actually just about to say that. I was just letting Kyle finish. But that's what I was thinking, is like they all have just solid tongues where they can only move like the tip for the roar or whatever it is.
I mean, but my point was that, you know what I'm saying, somebody came there and taught them this. You know, somebody came to them and taught them, you know what I'm saying, these wonderful things, you know what I'm saying, like space travel, and they could go and they didn't have to be stuck in one place. And that's a possibility that could happen with us. Like right now, we don't have the technology. We don't, like, fuck, it's like 7 years to fly to Mars or some shit. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker be dead by the time he gets back and shit. That shit sucks. Even though Elon Musk is going to try to do it. You know what I'm saying? He's really trying to get it done. He wants to go to Mars. It's like, I guess there's a certain time where the fucking Earth is the closest to Mars. They fly there and they have so much time to leave, and it only takes like 2 years or 3 years or something like that. But if they wait a certain time, they got to wait like 5 years before it can happen. It gets back into rotation again where they're close. But he's planning on doing it, and I think that that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, idea that we're going to destroy the Earth and we need another planet to go to and start terraforming Mars, I think is stupid as shit. But how do we know we didn't do that already? We did.
It's interesting though. I mean, it is interesting to learn about and stuff.
Yeah, it's fun to learn about. It's like, dude, we had, and
it's interesting though.
I really think about it like this: like George. His imagination, which created all of these wonderful things, and the people that he was working with created all these wonderful things for Star Wars. It like broadens your your awareness of, like, if I wasn't a Star Wars fan, I wouldn't give a shit about aliens. But because I'm a Star Wars fan and the possibility that there could be aliens, it makes it way more intriguing, makes it way more fun and way more exciting. It's like, dude, that should be dope if aliens just popped up one day and we find out that we're not the only people in the entire galaxy, which is just idiotic to think. But if they showed up one day and then we got to learn some shit and we got to learn how to go to other planets, and like I asked Garrison earlier, so I'm gonna ask you, Tori, if an alien came to you, like you was chilling in the house and all of a sudden in the backyard the fucking spaceship landed and the alien walked in the house and said, "Come with me, I'll show you something that you ever," would you go?
Is it just me? So this question. I would because it makes me happy. But can I take like my kids? Like now I'm a mom. Can I take my kids? Like I gotta negotiate with this alien now.
Wait a minute. I don't know about taking.
I don't know if I'm trusting the alien, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, to me, like, if they take me out and just fuck me around, you know, it's just me. I'm dying anyway. I don't give a shit. But my kids now, oh, we got to talk about this. You ain't taking my damn kids. Now I'm going to have to shoot you in the fucking face. Because I don't know what your real, I don't know if you're like, you might be trying to butt probe their ass and shit. Like, I ain't going for that.
Alien pedophiles.
But, like, you also don't know how long that you would be gone. Can you imagine that daycare bill?
Well, think of, and that's another thing we was talking about. So the kid in Mexico, that dude, and this is just one of the theories. They don't, I mean, the whole city, a whole town is saying this, but the kid left, right? He disappeared. He came back 5 years and he hadn't aged. And
dude, I can't find anything about that.
Dude, like, keep looking. It's on there. You got to look through a bunch of shit. But after 5 years, he came back and he didn't age. And they were all, like, the whole little fucking town was talking about this fucking kid. So, I mean, I want to believe it because it's fucking, you know what I'm saying? It's interesting. Like, dude, this really, but at the same time, you're like, is the whole town just trying to get on the map? You know what I'm saying? Are they making this shit up? You know what I'm saying? So, it's a kid that, this shit was back in the 90s. It was out. I read about it it was back in like 98, 99. It might have been before that. It might have been 94 because I think I was in school still. But it's something that happened at this fucking town, said that this fucking kid got taken or he disappeared. They didn't know what happened. They thought he got killed, eaten by fucking some shit or whatever, kidnapped, whatever. And then like 5 years later, this kid comes back and he never aged. Which I think would be awesome shit. You gonna take me on a spaceship and then I'm not gonna fucking die of MS and I'm not gonna age? And it's fucking crazy, you know what I'm saying? There's like, and this is not the only story of shit like that happening. Like the whole TV series, the 42 or whatever, like the 42 people, that's based off a true story. That whole thing is based off a true story where these people just disappeared and was gone for like fucking years and then just popped the fuck back up. And they were like, what the fuck? Where all you motherfuckers came from? You know what I'm saying? And they're talking about being, like, there's all kind of stories about people being abducted and then having no recollection of what happened. One of the biggest things is if you go to the, oh shit, what's the name of that fucking thing? There's a, oh man, what the hell? There was some people that was a person that was abducted and something happened. I can't remember this fucking story now. Shit. Yeah, there's all kind of crazy shit. Oh, the people that have been abducted and didn't even know they were abducted. They went in to get like fucking hypnotism for like fucking smoking and shit. And then they remembered these fucking things happening while they were under hypnotist. All kind of weird shit like happen like this all the fucking time. Like, and it's Like one of us could have been abducted and didn't even fucking know that shit.
The story about the missing kid, I actually did find something on it. Something else on it. I didn't find the actual article or whatever, but there is a TV show that describes all of that. And it is called Amazing Stories. The episode was in season 2 of it, and it was without Diana.
Then think about it like this. What if you, like, found out that you had been abducted by, like, fucking Wookiees, like the real life Wookiees that are...
Did I get probed? Did I get probed?
Like, it's just interesting to me because when you think about it like that, like, dude, Bigfoot could be a fucking Wookiee. He could. And he's coming from another fucking planet. They just come here and take a fucking leisure stroll and then they leave. That's why they're fucking... You got to think about it.
Or not that they come and leave, or that Wookiees used to be on this planet, or like it could be the whole like spice planet from Han Solo, or the mining planet where the Wookiees were here mining for other people, and but Bigfoot was just the Wookiee that they left behind.
I mean, it's fucking a possibility, and because this is my thing. The motherfucker's seen all over the goddamn place, you know what I'm saying? Like, this motherfucker really walked in fucking 3 months from fucking Canada to fucking Florida. Shut the fuck up. In 3 months, you can't walk from Canada to Florida. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then they got pictures of the same motherfucking Wookiee or the same fucking Bigfoot in 2 different places. Like,
same Wookiee.
The same fucking one. It looks exactly the same. Like, dude, this bullshit. But nobody can ever catch this motherfucker. We are fucking some of the best fucking hunters that fucking ever. Like, dude, we've killed off so many fucking species of animals and shit. Like, you can't tell me we can't find a fucking Bigfoot. Like, dude, to me, because they're leaving. They're fucking leaving. You know what I'm saying? Just like the story of the Kraken, okay? The story of the Kraken, this big-ass fucking thing that was sucking boats down in the ocean. What was it, 2016, when they fucking finally got the picture of the fucking giant 60-foot fucking, what are they called? Oh, man, what the hell? What are they called?
I don't know.
Chris.
Squids. They found that 50, 60-foot squid. They got pictures of it and everything. That motherfucker could take down a pretty good-sized ship if it wanted to. So how many of these motherfuckers was out there before now? You know what I'm saying? Before they found this giant squid. So, like, the whole basis of the story was about something taking down the ship. They called it the Kraken. The Kraken could have been one of these fucking giant-ass squid. Easily could fucking... 20-ton fucking giant-ass squid fucking grabbing a fucking boat and sinking that shit. It's true. It could have happened. Because now we know that it exists. But it wasn't until like 2016 or something like that we fucking got pictures of the giant squid. So it's like any of these things, like all these things are possible. We haven't got to the news and rumors part yet, Chris.
No.
But I don't think it's going to be soft canceled. I don't think it's really going to be canceled. I think it's some bullshit. I think it's something to just build up anticipation. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, man, you're going to cancel this shit, and then they just drop it anyway, and it'll be dope. Because, shit, they've already fucking filmed, like, the whole first season, haven't they? Or at least they was working on the first season. Like, dude, I just don't see it being canceled. I read part of the article. I didn't read all. So, I mean, fuck, who knows? Fuck, they've done canceled all kind of shit. So, I mean, it's definitely a possibility. I just don't think it's going to happen.
I don't know. It's from... Because we keep hearing all these different things about it. We never... Like, other shows, at least we get an idea of, like, what's going to happen or some of the people. This one, it's been very, like... I don't know. We know nothing about the show, really.
Well, we know,
and even some of the actors and actresses we don't really care about. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's canceled.
I don't think that they're going to cancel it. It's one of the most anticipated fucking things that they're talking about bringing out. I mean, they dropped the fucking trailer for it, at Celebration, if you call that a trailer, it was just basically, that shit was pretty short. But I mean, we know that they're filming it and that where they're filming it at. We know the premise of what it's supposed to be about. Star Wars Tomb Leader said Bigfoot's Earth is just their nudist colony, and they keep bringing cameras trying to get pics of them so they can leave.
So in Bigfoot's planet, Earth is just their nudist colony. Okay.
I mean, it's just fun to think about all these things because there's just so many diverse things that could be. I mean, not diverse. That's the wrong use of words. It's so many possibilities because we don't know shit about the galaxy or the universe. We don't know shit about our own galaxy. You know, like we don't know shit. What the hell is this Star Wars Hunter thing? All right, you want to get to news and rumors? We have been talking about fucking aliens and Bigfoot and the fucking thing for an hour and a half.
Yeah, we definitely can.
Where'd you see that at, Chris? Because now I can't find it at all.
Oh, I saw it. I saw it too.
I
originally saw it on like Giant Freaking Robot.
So now I'm not like seeing anything in the news on any of the news websites that I
all right, let me hit the news and rumors then.
All right.
This is Alton Castle for the only news you need, the HoloNet News.
Okay, real quick, yes, Giant Freaking Robot had it on new Star Wars series canceled, creator fired. This is just a rumor. It says rumors are flying that the Star Wars Acolyte has been canceled at Disney's following the firing of the showrunner Lindsley Healy. Comic Book News made an initial report based on the claim of noted leaker Doomcock, with producer Carmen Prisher cited as a source. The YouTuber explained that Pasha found out from a source at Lucasfilm, only referred to as Sparrow, that made a claim that Healy's firing, and as a result, the up-and-coming series was giving a soft cancellation. It's just a rumor, though.
It is just a rumor, yeah.
But I mean, it fucking could. I mean, it definitely could happen.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
They fucking cancel shit left and right. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Disney. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no telling what Disney. But I don't think it's canceled. They put too much money and shit into it to cancel it now.
I think I don't know. I feel like lately Disney's been putting too much effort into things other than making a good story.
Well,
and so
my thing is, it's based in a High Republic era. So, and they're pushing for the High Republic. The books is coming out like constantly. There's like a new book every 3 months, and they're putting. I just think that they put way too much time and effort into it. It just doesn't make sense even if they fired the director, they would just get another director. When they fired J.J. Abrams, they got fucking what's-his-face to come in and fuck up Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? And then they brought J.J. Abrams back when they realized they made a mistake. So, I mean, it's anything's a possibility, but I don't think I think it's just some bullshit. I think it's somebody trying. It's just so hard with all the propaganda that goes on to really get a definite answer about anything. And then a lot of the propaganda and stuff is put out by Disney and Lucasfilms to deter us and to steer us in the wrong direction, so we're not paying too much attention to other shit that's happening. I mean, our government does it. The fucking... it's just the way that news is. Ever since the propaganda laws was passed, where people could just say whatever the fuck they wanted to say and say it's news without no definite, you know what I'm saying, conclusion or evidence of something happening. A lot of the shit in the world, we just don't know if it's really news or if it's true, or it's kind of we just kind of wait and happen. But I don't think so. I just don't see Disney spending that much money in the production, the story writing, the There was leaks about it having at least 3 seasons. And, you know, even if they wrote out 3 seasons, or even if they wrote out 1 season, they already paid for all this.
That's true.
I don't know.
I don't know. I know that because that's the only thing that does give me hesitation. Because if I would have heard it about like any other show, I probably would have believed it. But the fact that this show kind of we've already seen pictures from filming, they've already made progress in it, so it's unlikely that they're going to cancel with how much they've already done.
Well, and then,
but I could see maybe a delay.
My thing is just the fact that it has to do with the High Republic, and they're pushing so much on the High Republic. I mean, they have a whole book, category based in the High Republic. The Acolyte is the series is going to be based on the High Republic, so it kind of introduces people to an actual visual High Republic, and then other than books, because a lot of people don't read books or even listen to audiobooks. So that will give the visual stimulant. It's just more in marketing. It doesn't make sense as a marketing ploy when you're trying to make money off of the books that you would cancel your visual stimulate.
Yeah, I guess.
I agree with you on that, Chris. Chris says that the rumor, I think that is more believable, that they fired Leslie Hanlon after she basically badmouthed George Lucas. But I mean, that's a possibility too. I think that could definitely be true, but I don't think they'll get rid of it. They just bring in another director. They got the money. They're not hurting for money. You know, they got the money, and shit. Fucking, it looks like Super Mario Brothers fucking movie is gonna make a fucking killing. They promoting shit out of that. So, and they're doing the fucking, they got the Super Mario thing at Disney World now. So, you know, I don't think they're hurting for money. You know, I think I don't think that they would just throw away something that they've already, there's just been too much fucking reporting on it, you know, on, you know, production and, you know, pictures, and, you know, they dropped the trailer, and, you know, all these different things. I just don't think that they would do it.
So
it could happen. They fucking cancel all kind of shit all the damn time. So ain't no fucking telling what Disney will do.
I just read something that there has been an insider source that's come out for the purposes of code names, I guess. He goes by Sparrow. Sparrow confirmed, and this is not a rumor. It is their confirmation that Leslie is no longer is no longer working with Lucas.
Right.
They're longer part of the company's inner infrastructure, so they've been removed. The other thing is that they've confirmed as part of the process of Leslie no longer being an employee of Lucasfilm and her Acolyte show. The mysterious Acolyte, for which we never have a clear answer to, is what they're doing. The Acolyte show has been essentially put into, as Sparrow puts it, a soft cancellation.
Yeah, that's what it says on this article too, but it's,
yeah, I believe that she's fired.
I believe she might be fired, but I don't think they canceled the show. It's not good marketing. The whole purpose of the Acolyte was to help marketing with the High Republic, and they need a visual stimulant to help market that thing. And there's nothing better than a TV series. It wouldn't be good business for Disney to get rid of it. Which, like I said, it's still.
It said Lucasfilm will treat this exactly like the Rian Johnson never-ending trilogy that will happen one day, God willing, which they ran with that for years. What? Their play is that they're just not going to talk about it anymore. They're going to memory hold it. It will always be, it's coming out soon. We just got to make a few more things happen until eventually no one talks about it anymore, which is exactly what happened to Rian Johnson, who is much bigger than Miss Headland. And that's what they did with him.
Yeah, but Rian Johnson, like, literally.
Oh, Ryan.
I think there was just a different, because the thing with Rian Johnson is, from what was told by Kathleen Kennedy, because him and Kathleen Kennedy are really good friends, but she said that he hasn't given her a script yet that she would be willing to produce under Lucasfilms. That's the only reason Ryan Johnson didn't get his trilogy, because he hasn't. It's basically the same way with what's his face, Wookiee, or however you say his name. He just said they haven't gave a script yet. Taika or whatever, however you say his name. They just haven't came with a script yet that is willing, or a premise for the idea that they're willing to put money behind. It's not that they could never make a movie, or Ryan Johnson could never get his trilogy. It's just that they haven't gave them anything that's worth Disney putting money behind. And Kathleen Kennedy said that because she said that her and Ryan Johnson are close friends. She's just not willing to give up the money until they get a script that they know that they could run with a trilogy on. That's why it's just kind of out there, because until the script comes up, they've already had the script for Acolyte. You know what I'm saying? They was filming Acolyte. And then you got a lot of people that's already tied to the film, producers, or tied to the series, producers and other things that's outside of Disney. So I don't know. It's just hard for me to believe that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I believe that they could have got rid of, and I don't even, why would Disney care if she talks shit about George Lucas? You know what I'm saying?
Disney's fucking...
George Lucas talks shit about, I mean, Disney talks shit about George Lucas. So I just don't see where George Lucas is not a part of Star Wars no more, other than merchandising and royalties.
But I think it does put a bad... I know Disney probably doesn't give a shit about what George Lucas thinks. I mean, obviously they don't. Look at what they've done with Star Wars. But I do think it doesn't paint a good picture for the future of the show. If fans start hearing that she's talking shit about George Lucas...
But that was also like... I didn't ever see what she actually said. Like,
neither have I.
I didn't see anything of anything. It was just something that was. I seen it on TikTok that somebody said something about it, but I never seen an article of what she said or anything like that. So I don't know if that's even true. You know what I'm saying? That could be all fucking misdirection, so people stop looking at it, because a lot of people are trying to get information about the Acolyte, because we don't have a whole lot. All we know is it's female-led cast, which they're doing a lot of that. And
it might be getting a soft cancellation, not because of one firing, but another. Lucasfilms is currently being sued for Acolyte.
Why?
It will not necessarily for Acolyte, but it's the lawsuit started back in March, but it was from producer Karen McCarthy against Lucasfilm for firing her. Since she was the producer of the show, she's now suing them.
Yeah, we talked about that before.
Oh, it's part of the thing. So Acolyte might not be getting a full cancellation, but they're trying to tone down the conversation maybe in case they do lose the rights.
Well, I don't know how they could lose the rights, because it's still a Disney production, but they might have to pay her. You know what I'm saying? Because basically she's suing them for, you know what I'm saying, for her part, what she should have got paid for, or what she would have made off of the production of it. And they're like, no, you the one that decided that you wanted to do shit your own way, and you got fired for a legitimate reason.
Oh, you know, it's for loss of wages and egregious firing.
Yeah.
So the loss of wages, and I mean, I understand why, because she had to completely relocate, like, since it was going to send her overseas for at least a year and probably several years. McCarthy made an agreement to relocate long term.
Yeah, so I mean, it's basically, but my thing is, from what I read about it, she's the one that fucked up. It wasn't Star Wars fucked up. She's the one that fucked up. She she basically went against the fucking, she started talking about shit she wasn't supposed to be talking about. And it wasn't that the information got out, but somebody found out that she was like, fuck her. And I don't know how it was actually done. But basically, it's like, dude, you're not supposed to do that. So you fucked up your NDA. So we're letting you go. And she's like, wait a minute, you're going to pay me. And so she filed a lawsuit. Now, how they found out, which is kind of the thing that bothered me when I was reading the original article on it, how they found out that she was talking about it, because it wasn't like anything was leaked. It wasn't like anything was leaked to the public, but so they found out that she told somebody something. So was it her husband? Was it her? I think that's what it did say. She told her like significant other. I don't think it was husband, but her significant other, and they found out about it. And so basically she lost her NDA. And so it was her fault that she got fired. What else is there? Star Wars Hunter release date and more. What is this Star Wars Hunter?
Star Wars Hunter?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a video game.
Oh. Wars Hunter. Is that the...
It looks like a fucking...
Oh, that's the player-to-player. Yeah, it's going to be... It's like Nintendo Switch or iOS or Android. Going to be like online kind of arena kind of combat game.
Okay. I didn't know. It just popped up on my little news and rumors thing, and I was like, "What the hell is this? I ain't even heard about this."
It's not Star Wars news, or it's not Star Wars related, but it is kind of. In case you guys missed one of the posts, there is a show that is a movie that is finally getting released. It was released a few days ago in select AMC theaters. But it is called Wonderwell, and it was a project that Carrie Fisher was working on. She is in the movie, and they actually wrapped filming a couple weeks before she passed. So this is the last project Carrie Fisher was on.
Yeah,
and it's finally getting released.
It was released back in 2017, but it never was released. It was like a fucking screening type thing they put it out on like Netflix or some shit. I can't remember what I watched it on, and it was kind of weird. I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
I didn't even know it, because everything that I was reading said that it was filmed shooting in 2017. And
there was a release at the end of 2017. I think they released this to Netflix. I remember watching part of it, and I was like, what the fuck is this shit? I thought this was like gonna be fucking cool, but it was like weird as shit.
But I saw it. Sorry.
Go ahead. No.
I saw a couple of the pictures, and I sent the article to CJ and all of that while he was at work, and lost my train of thought. Damn it. Oh, like my childhood nostalgia came back, and CJ's did too. Because Carrie Fisher just looks just like her mom when her mom was in Halloween Town.
You know what? This is crazy. So I'm looking on the direct, and it says Star Wars just cast its first ever transgender actor.
Mm-hmm. It did?
Yep.
For what?
My thing is this: I don't care. Like, why are you putting this out on the news? I don't give a fuck. Are you a good actor? I don't care if you're transgender or not. Like, why does all this fucking woke shit fucking keep happening? Like, don't nobody care no more. Well, like, are you a good actor? I don't give a shit if you're a transgender, woman, man, fucking a cat. I don't give a fuck. I only care if you're a good actor. If you suck as an actor, then you suck. If you're good, you're good. I don't give a fuck about your sexual fucking preferences or what. I don't care about none of that shit. Like, I'm tired of seeing this shit. Like, why does...
It's because we are a label-driven society.
That shit is fucking irritating as shit, man. I'm tired of seeing this shit. Yeah. Like, I don't care. Are you a good actor?
It just seems like, well, come on, dude. It's Disney. Majority of Disney's casting is driven by that.
Yeah, they announced that they finally had a guy working at the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. Like, that was a huge thing. It's not. The reason it's a huge thing is because people are saying, oh, hey, we hired a transgender person, we did this, we did that, see, we're inclusive now. Like, instead of just being like, hey, yeah, we have a new person on our crew, by the way, this is them.
According to her agency, United Agency, British actor Abigail Thorne is due to play Ensign Eurus in The Acolyte. So if they just casted a transgender person for The Acolyte, I don't think The Acolyte is getting canceled.
Oh yeah, they will create a terrible, like the worst story ever, just to release that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that. My thing is, I just don't. Like, I'm just so tired of seeing that shit. Like, I don't give a fuck what you are, man. Are you a good actor? Like, I don't give a fuck if you're a dolphin. Shit, can you act? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I care about. Like, and the more and more, like, I've been listening to a lot of different podcasts, and I've been watching a lot of different shit. And like, don't nobody care about none of this shit no more. Like, if you want to call yourself a toaster, I don't give a fuck. Can you act? That's the only thing I care about. You know what I'm saying?
Are you a decent human being? Can you do your job?
I don't give a shit. Like, it just doesn't make, like, it just pisses me off that they constantly, they just constantly put this shit in your face. Like, nobody cares no more. Like, that shit is old now. Nobody gives a fuck about none of that shit no more. People are just people. Shit. Everybody just be you. Shit. Nobody cares about your fucking sexual preference or your what you want to be classified as or none of that shit. Just fucking be you. We are all at a point in life in the history of mankind that you can just fucking be you. Be whoever you want to be. Just don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? Don't come with that shit and, like, that's what it is basically.
It just seems an awful lot like.
Well, they throw it in your face. Like,
exactly.
Nobody care.
It's not like if they casted whoever it is because they were a good actor. Great, sure, whatever. But they wouldn't be drawing attention to it unless it was like on purpose.
Dude, they're doing it for marketing.
They do it on purpose to like.
They're doing it for marketing.
It's virtue signal.
Yeah, so they can fucking draw in the transgender viewer. Like, if the transgender viewer, like the original Star Wars, they didn't fucking care whether or not somebody was transgender or not. They watched Star Wars because it was Star Wars. They didn't care.
Also, I have to argue that in an attempt of reunifying us as a people who like label and then make the announcements of, hey, we hired a transgender person is not like taking away that narrative. It's essentially segregating, and it's the diversity hire. Like, that's not really proving that you give a shit. That's more of you're proving that you want to seem like you give a shit.
It's really about marketing. They just say that shit so they can get the transgender people to just make a good story. If you make a good story, it doesn't matter if a person is transgender, gay, non-binary. It doesn't matter. None of that shit matters. You're going to watch it because it's good. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. It just, I don't know, man. That shit just irritates the shit out of me. It's like, dude, why do you have to? Who cares? Don't nobody care. Nobody cares about none of that shit no more. But you know who do care? Don't go into a woman's bathroom. Because I was at the gas station and the men's bathroom was filled. I went in the women's bathroom and went to the bathroom. They come out, you can't go in there. Why can't I go in there? Shit.
Because you're not trans.
Like,
no, hang on a second.
Bathroom.
I do want to point out the double standard here, because I know that if I need to go to the bathroom, I can run into the dude's bathroom if I'm desperate enough to deal with the mess and go to the bathroom, and everybody looks at me and be like, oh, she just really needed to go or something, like whatever. But a guy walks into a girl's bathroom, it's not, oh, that was an emergency. They just went through the first door that they found. It's, oh my God, it's a creeper.
Now, it would have been different if it was like a multiple stall bathroom and I walked in there and I seen a bunch of stalls. No, I got to leave. You know, I can't be in here with women. You know what I'm saying? That's just creepy. But it's just a single stall bathroom. You walk through the door, it's the bathroom. Like, dude, it's a bathroom. Like, at this point, we should just have bathroom on there. There's two bathrooms in the gas station. Use whatever bathroom you want to use.
On a more positive note, we are probably going to get Uncle Tem in Ahsoka.
Uncle Tim?
Tem. Because they are bringing live action Rex. It's been hinted at. It's been strongly hinted at. I'm sorry. It's been strongly hinted at. They just put out a new, like, blurb of marketing, and in all of it, or in some of it from the marketing of Ahsoka, there's Rex somewhere in them. So we're probably going to get, and since they're using Tem's likeness, even though D. Bradley Baker voiced everybody, like, Tem has the movement that is needed, all of that, and so he's really the only person that can play
he kind of deserves to come back since they fucked up Boba Fett.
Yeah.
At least bring back Rex and make him cool. Shit.
That it is just a rumor for right now that Tem is coming back.
Everybody else that's in Rebels damn near is in it.
Exactly.
So why wouldn't they bring back fucking...
He hasn't made any
Rex?
sort of statement about it. Well, they've gotten our hopes up for Rex in the past, though. And
but
Cody.
I see Rex coming back in
I do
Ahsoka
too.
just because of the fact that they got everybody else's in there.
And you
know
can't have
Zeb's
any...
going to be in there because Zeb was in the Mandalorian. You know Sabine's in there because she's in the thing. You know, like, Ahsoka's in there, Ezra's in there, Thrawn, the whole freaking cast of fucking Rebels in there. It makes sense other than Kanan because he's dead.
Yeah.
But you know,
but even Kanan's been rumored to come back. I believe it was as a Force ghost. But that's
what's his face said he ain't doing Star Wars. He said he didn't like the way Disney treated him. Like,
Freddy from
I'll tell you right now, you want to know if Rex is coming back, look up video or look up pictures of Tamara Morris right now. Is he growing a beard? If he is growing a beard right now, it's almost a guarantee that he's going to be in the fucking movie. Like, if you can find a picture with Tim with a beard right now, then it's probably guaranteed that he's in the show.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you see him growing a beard out, like, yeah, he's probably in the show. Or he got some beard, which they could always make him a fake beard and put it on him. And you know what I'm saying? I mean, they don't have to. He don't have to grow a beard. But if you do find one, it's probably a good idea that he is.
Tem is hiding away from cameras like a motherfucker.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Fair. I wouldn't want to.
Star Wars team leader said, my work had a girl that said she was a man. They made us share our bathroom with her. Then she decided she was a woman, but still we had to share the bathroom. Like, I mean, I don't get it. It's just...
Listen, you have to share the bathroom at your house. You get to share the bathroom at work. You get no pooping privacy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just
no pooping privacy.
I just think
no pooping privacy.
My whole thing is like, I just think it's fucking way for pedophiles. Well, look at the dude that had all them fucking kids in prison because he said he was a girl. That was the smartest move ever.
No, did you just hear about that most recent transgender thing? Where they found some kids in a house that like the transgender was dead with like a bunch of sex toys and drugs everywhere with the dead transgender in the room with them.
Okay, but is it a party if there isn't a dead transgender in the room?
Yeah, I've had some pretty good parties without dead transgenders in the room.
Right.
It
could have just been a party.
Because what is it? It's next Friday. I want to get everybody's answer. Who's going to see the Dial of Destiny? Comes out next Friday.
Pass.
I don't know. It looks kind of good to me. I want to go see it.
Dude, yeah, but just with what Disney's been doing to Star Wars recently, like they're just gonna do it to
I don't know. They
Indiana
didn't fuck
Jones.
up the last Indiana Jones. I kind of liked the crystal.
The last Indiana Jones wasn't very good either.
I liked it. I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. I liked the ants ate the dude. That shit was pretty cool. I like the way that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I want to see it.
Maybe.
I want to see it. I'm going to go see it. I think I'm going to go see it next Friday. I think I'm going to do it. And then...
Well, let me know how it goes.
I don't think there's any... I don't see... Oh, what the hell happened? Oh. I don't think that there pretty much isn't fucking any more news really out there. Not that out there.
All right.
There's a new theory out. Star Wars or Screen Rant put a new theory out that reveals Rey is more than just a Palpatine. Like, who cares?
Like, dude, I don't like Rey.
Like, I really don't care who she is at this point.
You know a theory I would love? Not only is she a Palpatine, but she's no longer canon. She's rewritten. Oh, that would be a great theory.
James Cameron once said he was pissed off that they didn't give him a Star Wars film. I don't believe that. James Cameron is dope. He done did too much shit that doesn't have anything to do with Star Wars that, you know what I'm saying, made him a very, very rich director. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it really matters. What is Order 67? Star Wars actually had an Order 67. Screen Rant, you're just making up shit at this point. And if there really was a 67, who cares? They didn't talk about it in the movies. And that's about it. That's all I got for news. And guys, just because of the late episode, and I had to work today and yesterday and freaking everything, I don't have a quiz. So sorry about that. There's no quiz for this week. I'll have one for next week. But tomorrow's exciting because we're watching Rogue One, guys. This is like the most exciting news ever because Rogue One is the shit.
Rogue One's the best.
No, it's not the best.
It's the best that Disney's done.
Yes, it definitely is the best that Disney has done when it comes to movies. Which this fucking, like, it didn't really have any competition to, like, put up against it for being the best when it came to movies. You know what I'm saying? It was like that and then garbage. You know what I'm saying? It's like putting a thing of Grand Marnier, a cup of Grand Marnier, and a fucking Bud Light next to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dom Perignon versus Bud Light. You know what I'm saying? Totally different. Yeah, Lenny almost bad. I think that Rogue One is my second favorite out of all this. Well, third favorite.
Of all the Disney, it's definitely my favorite.
I think Disney-wise, yeah, it's definitely my favorite. But I'd have to say Revenge of the Sith, then...
Oh, whoops.
Revenge of the...
Tori's like, I'm back and I didn't see her.
Revenge of the Sith, then Empire Strikes Back, then Rogue One. That's how I'd put it. Rogue One and Empire Strikes Back is pretty close. Just because I like Rogue One because there wasn't no Jedi in it. I kind of appreciated a movie with no Jedi in it.
I mean, I love Jedi.
I do too.
But it's not like the Jedi isn't like the determining factor on whether I like Star Wars or not. It's a good, solid story. Because
they still had the Force in it.
Yeah.
It's the
and
Force.
not magically people coming back just because they can.
Rogue One was the shit. So tomorrow, we'll be doing that tomorrow at our normal time. It'll be normal time. We'll do the pre-show just like we've always done. Do the pre-show, then we'll watch Rogue One, and we'll have fun talking. And once again, I'm gonna ask you guys. I need you guys to think. Your input on this. You want commentary? Or do you want non-commentary? We just sat back and watch. I think commentary because I'm going to say some funny shit because there's some parts in there that are fucking really fucking funny in Rogue One. They really have some funny parts.
Joke on my big dick director. No.
That, and I'm not going to promise that I won't say anything and then accidentally blurt something out.
I'm going to blurt shit out. I'm telling you that right now. Me too. Because there's some funny fucking moments. K2SO is fucking hilarious.
Oh, he's one of the best droids. And it's because he can talk, dude. Like when you get a badass droid that can talk, it's great.
It's fucking hilarious.
All right, Star Wars team leader says talk, but
yeah, we're gonna talk.
Lenny says Revenge of the Sith, Return of the Jedi, then Rogue One.
That's about where I'm at. Rogue One and Return of the Jedi is pretty close though.
But they're happening at the same time. So I mean, I would watch Rogue One before Return so that...
No, we're not talking about watching it. We're talking about what's our favorites. Because I said that Revenge of the Sith is my favorite, then Return of the Jedi. Or no, not Return of the Jedi. I like Empire Strikes Back and then Rogue One. Okay, Empire Strikes Back was just, I don't know, I just liked it. It was fucking more, it had more fucking shit. Return of the Jedi was cool, but that would be like my fourth, maybe fifth.
Sorry, then. I got focused on kids running upstairs, so I zoned out for a minute.
You're good. But yeah, Rogue One's the best Disney's ever done, and that's including TV shows. Anything that's the best Disney's done.
I don't know. Mandalorian and Andor is pretty fucking dope.
Rogue One. I would rather rewatch. Well, Because I base it like
Andor is pretty fucking
I'd rather
dope.
we rewatch Rogue One than watch all of Mandalorian again, just because the most recent season of Mandalorian kind of sucked. Andor,
First 2 seasons was awesome though, so I just go after. I don't incorporate 3rd season of Mandalorian. I'm just first 2 seasons.
The 3rd season doesn't exist.
Just
Like the 3rd
like, what the
trilogy
fuck is the point
doesn't
of this?
exist either.
But I don't know. Andor is fucking dope. Like I like Andor. I think Andor tied with it was. I thought at first till season 3 of Mandalorian came out, it was Mandalorian then Andor. Now it's a tie with Andor in the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian.
I didn't like Andor as much. Like I couldn't stay awake for it. Like I had to fight myself and rewatch it like 17,000 times because I kept falling asleep. It was slow for me.
It was supposed to be slow.
Well, it was like extremely slow to the point where it was like asleep.
Oh, it was slow because they had to explain a lot of shit. Now it's going to be super fast because they got to fucking do 4 years and fucking 16
That's what
episodes.
It was meant to be. It was meant to be a story with a lot of depth and building and suspense rather than just well,
like that's what
Mandalorian.
Diego he basically went to bat for because people were talking about how slow it was, and he's like, dude, it was supposed to be slow. People are trying to learn who I am. You can't tell who I am in one fucking episode of fucking Andor.
I think it just
I am
reflects like
Cassian
what
goddamn Andor.
I think it reflects what entertainment's becoming nowadays. People have less and less of an attention span, and people want more and more of like, let's get to it. You know.
Okay, mine is just because of my ADHD.
No.
Right now.
I think that's just, Tori, I think it's just people in general nowadays. Like, let's be honest, more and more people.
Yeah,
just want
it's a very instant.
I'm gonna put you to the test. I'm gonna tell you to watch one of the greatest movies of all time. Okay, Garrison watched it. He can agree with me.
So good, dude.
Is fucking good.
So good.
It's called Sunset Limited. I want you to watch this whole movie. Like literally watch it. You're not gonna get a whole lot of action. It's not gonna be to it. You can just watch the fucking movie, listen to the dialogue, like really pay attention to what is going on. It will blow your fucking mind. It is that fucking good.
Yeah, top 10 movies of all time. Might be top 5. I need to watch it.
What is it again?
It's called Sunset Limited. It has Samuel Jackson and why can't I think of his name right now?
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Watch that movie. There's no action. There's
no scene change.
There's none of that shit. But
I mean, I watch documentaries for fun, so
like that. It is probably one of the best movies ever fucking made, and it's 2 guys that never leave an apartment. It's fucking.
The film is about the relationship between a Christian black man who has a positive view of life and a nihilistic white man with a very negative view.
Yeah, just watch it. It'll blow your fucking mind how good that shit is. Like, it will keep you on the edge of your seat the whole fucking time.
It was amazing.
I think that's about it.
Yeah.
So make sure that everybody tunes in tomorrow to watch this. I mean, basically, Star Wars team leader said, "What if season 2 of Andor sucks?" Don't even put that into.
Then I will say so. I was gonna say you got Garrison,
put that
and
shit
then you got
into
me.
existence. Andor season 2 is gonna be amazing.
Well,
Everything that
hold
comes
on,
out
hold
for
on.
Star
No,
Wars
no, no,
from
no.
this point forward
Because
is
the
going
writer's
to be
gone.
amazing. I am putting that into the fucking universe.
The writer's gone.
It's not it's Tony Gilroy is
He was on the
Tony
strike.
Gilroy. Yeah, he's on strike right now.
I thought, is the strike still happening? I thought that
Yeah.
shit was over with.
No, it's still going on.
You know what they're striking for? I thought it was about more money. I mean, and that's part of it. But what they're really fucking saying is that they want to be able to use AI and helping in their creations of things.
Please
and they still want to be paid, even though.
No. That's what the strike is about?
That's what the strike is about. Like, I just read an article about it not too long ago. I thought it was over. I thought they already came to a conclusion because that's the way the article said. But it's about fucking the use of AI.
Well, then I'm not on the writer's side.
No, I mean, because this is the thing. If you want to use AI, you have to put the information in. AI don't do the work for you. You still have to put the idea in it. You have to fucking put the concept, the subplots.
No, that's not what it is. It's
Okay,
backwards.
I didn't think so.
The Writers Guild of America, which called for the strike, says writers want more regulation of AI. For example, bans on studios using it to write or rewrite things like stories, treatments, screenplays, or even write the source material that human writers would adapt for the screen.
I got that wrong then. Shit.
Okay, that's as soon as I was like, wait,
it has to do with the use of AI.
Half of Disney's recent shows feel like they just came straight out of
100%.
They're not. There's no actual depth. There's no actual writing.
Something is always off in the animation or something in the back.
Yeah.
So but that just has to do with production.
So they're striking pay and the regulation of AI so that their stuff does not get stolen. It's essentially a lawsuit over perjury.
That's something that I was talking about. Like, what is considered copywriting? Because if fucking you got 400 people or 4 million people or however many motherfuckers is using AI now, and you write some shit using AI, and somebody else writes some shit, and it kind of sounds the same. Where's the copyright comes in on that? Where's the fucking, like, who gets the rights to the fucking shit when AI pumped out 2 of the exact same things?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Who really gets the fucking?
That's a great point.
And that's like
at that point,
that's
I
a
think
big fucking point. You know what I'm saying? It's like who has the rights to the shit?
I think at that point though, it would land up to the creator because it was their stuff. And the company the company that owns the IA.
Like a lot of I used AI to come up with ideas. I do. I'll be stuck on something. I'm like, fuck, I can't figure this out. I'll fucking throw some shit at AI, look at different fucking things. Be like, okay, that's a good idea. And I'll use that idea. But I don't fucking use the goddamn, like, I'm not gonna have this motherfucker write my entire script for me.
Except there's a difference between, because they're wanting the regulation because they're using it to rewrite parts. So it's essentially a lawsuit of perjury because they're using the other person's things, not expecting to have to pay for it after they do changes to it.
Right.
But what would be the difference then? Because they have, so like, I know in script writing, you write a screenplay, and then when you write a screenplay, you usually give it to somebody else to proof. They go in there and be like, all right, this doesn't fit right here. This doesn't fit right here. I mean, fucking even George's wife did that shit. And you know what I'm saying? They proofed it. And then you go back, but it's still George's writing, even though they proofed it and they went in and they might have changed some things to make flow go right. That would be the same way in editing. You fucking create 8 hours of fucking thing. They cut it down to fucking 2 hours. They didn't cut out a lot of your shit. And they put in other shit. You know what I'm saying? To make the fucking scenes flow. So wouldn't that be the same thing?
So what is happening, I believe, is that Disney is hiring people, writers, whatever. They are then taking the product from the writers to go do those changes or whatever it is, but they don't pay them for it because then they just go into the AI and say, hey, make this better.
That sounds like Disney.
And they don't pay them for the initial thing for the AI to change. It's
all the writers. It's not just Disney writers. It's every writer.
Yes, but big corporations, they would do that. Does sound
like Disney.
So I think that's what's going on is that they're taking the product and saying, oh, yay, we're going to go do our small adjustments to it and get it back to you for okaying. They're just taking it and being like, oh, go fuck yourself. This is mine.
Arguably, I think it takes the art out of it.
It does.
It completely takes the art out of it.
I am not like dissing AI whatsoever. Please don't come for me, toaster or coffee maker. But I've seen some of because I've seen some of the scripts that people have asked him to do. Like there was one that I read and it was the new Batman movie or whatever it is. It was actually pretty dope. Like I would have watched it. So AI can write, but don't fuck people out of money.
And this is the thing about AI. What a lot of people don't realize about AI is you still have to input the information. AI just formats it for you.
Oh yeah,
It doesn't write the shit out for you.
Agreed.
It doesn't do all the work for you. It just gives you like, so basically, like say you was gonna write a screenplay. Be like, okay, AI, I want to write a screenplay about two pigs at a market. They're buying bacon for a chicken. You know, you put in all the details, and then it gives you the premise. You still have to go in there and write the shit. It won't write it for you.
Sometimes
it'll tell you, as an AI platform, I don't have. And the more information you put in it, the better it's going to be.
Well, I've seen some of them where it's literally just, hey, AI, write me a Batman script or write me the next.
And it won't do that. AI won't do that.
I've seen it where it does. And so I'm also wondering, since you brought that one up, I think that it could also be that they're asking AI, hey, come up with a new Star Wars movie. And then they're taking the two scripts together and merging them and not paying the writer all of the money because it's now split amongst two different.
But you don't pay AI, so you know what I'm saying. You're
exactly.
Not
so it would just go back to the company. So the company would just get away with paying the writers less than what the contract was.
It matters what AI you're using and how much you're paying for your monthly subscription, because them fuckers are expensive as shit. But because some of them motherfuckers is like outrageously high, but like. Because I went in and I'll be like, all right, write me a book. It won't write me the entire book. It'll give me like the premise. It'll give me the fucking, because I've tried it. I looked at fucking YouTube and like, oh, do this. And then it'll fucking write you 20 chapters and none of them bitches will make sense at all. So like what the best way to do it is like if you say, write me a book about whatever, put in all the information, it'll write like the chapter, like the chapter and a premise to that chapter. Then you just go in and fucking erase the premise and write the fucking chapter yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because it won't give you, it's not going to write you a fucking full script. It's going to jump around and it's going to be stupid and it's going to have like, you'll have fucking just random characters in there for no fucking, like, who the fuck is this person? Like, well, this person ain't been in the whole fucking movie and this person just came in and this story don't even go with the rest of the story. What are you talking about? Like, because it only gives you the information and it can only write a certain amount. Like, if you use like ChatGPT, it can only write you it only writes like 20,000 or 20,000 characters. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't write any more than that. It's going to stop. So then you have to put in more information. And you got to keep doing that. And then every time you put in information, they'll start writing a new story. It won't write you the full fucking screenplay. It's just going to give you fucking different bits. Now, you could take from them bits and create something out of it, but it's not going to fucking give you a fucking entire fucking book or story. It's not going to do that. That's not made to do that. And a lot of times if you ask it to do shit, it'll just say, as an AI model, I'm unable to fucking write you a fucking screenplay. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? It'll tell you I can't do that.
Pretty soon, I like Letty's comment. He's like, pretty soon AI going to be like, these lazy motherfuckers.
I mean, and that's what it is. It's about, I mean, like, if you can't come up with an idea, but you have a concept in your head, like I want to write a fucking Star Wars book. And you ask AI, you know, give me 10 fucking ideas for a fucking Star Wars book. It'll pump you out 10 ideas. And you might be able to use one of them. But you still going to have to fucking write the book. It's not going to write the fucking book for you. It's not going to write the fucking screenplay for you. And if it does, it's not going to make any fucking sense because it's it don't know what the fuck it's saying. It's just gonna randomly fucking put shit where it is. I've tried to even use it to like fucking do like the quote of the week just cause I'm like running short on time. Like write me a quick quote and give me the details of the quote. That motherfucker will say some fucking random retarded shit like, dude, I fucking just wasted 10 minutes. I could have done it myself. You know what I'm saying? Like it just doesn't work that way. Which I'm not saying it's not a good utensils to use, but you got to just figure out how to use it where it works for you and what it's capable of doing. People give this motherfucking shit way too much fucking praise. Now, now the best shit is the pictures, because the fucking AI pictures are fucking phenomenal. Them fucking AI pictures that people are doing are fucking great. But they still have to use the premise of fucking some other, like, because you still have to put in there like, give me a picture, a painting.
Hey, hang on. Are you talking about great as in they're actually good artwork or great as in they're funny? Because
most of they fucking, like, dude, I've seen some of the most awesome artwork ever. ever in the history
most
of time.
Most of the AI art that I've seen always has like seven fingers or like
you can like put in there like give me a fucking like. This is the thing though. You have to say, okay, I want a picture that looks like a fucking Picasso that has a cat. You know, you still have to put in all the information. And then it's going to mimic the Picasso. So it's going to look like a Picasso. It's going to be fucking amazing. But it's still stealing from the idea. It's making a picture that resembles an actual artist. It's not creating a new picture. It's just making it resemble by the way that they would do their art. Because it's looking at their art and saying, okay, this is the way that it fucking does it. I've seen some fucking pictures that'll blow your fucking mind like, damn, this is not a fucking actual person that, like, you look at their art and you look at the AI and you're like, holy fuck, like, how did this person not paint this picture? It's that fucking good. You would really, and this person's been dead for 2,000 years or whatever. You know what I'm saying? How long that they've been dead.
Prettiest art.
It's fucking amazing how good it can come, but it's just mimicking an artist that already did work. It's not creating new art. It's not really creating new art. It's just mimicking something that's already been done. That's all AI does. It just mimics shit that's already been done. It searches the web, or depending on which AI you're using, it basically searches through the information that it has been put into it, and it mimics the things that has already been done. So none of it is fucking new. It's not new shit. It's just mimicked of something else. Which is not a bad thing, because I mean, fucking Quentin Tarantino fucking steals from every movie he's made. He stole from another movie. He stole parts from other movies. That's what he does. That's just natural. You get influenced and you get inspired by other shit that you see. That's just natural human thing. Every fucking thing that's ever been created since the first person to create, whoever was the first person to create something, everything else been mimicked since him or her or whoever it was. So, because somebody seen it, said, oh, I like that, I could do something like that. And then they do something that in their own fashion, but it's still mimicked off the same thing. And that's all AI does. It just doesn't do a very good job at some shit. Like writing, it doesn't do a great job off of that shit. Because you'll be like, put it in a tone where it's fun and exciting, and you'll be reading some depressing shit. Like, how is this fun and exciting? You know what I'm saying? It still doesn't have the whole understanding of how people feel. You can't tell me how I feel. No computer can understand human feelings yet, not completely.
At least not yet. At least not yet.
It could happen. It definitely could happen. It's going in that direction because the shit is getting better every day. Every day there's a fucking new AI that comes out that can do some amazing shit. But it's just mimicking shit that's already been done, that humans have already done. It's not creating nothing that's new. It's just me. Now the motherfucker can write better than you. It can fucking, like, if you give it the information, it's gonna pump out some shit. Like, if you give it, say, like, can you rewrite this for me? Because I sound like a fucking 12-year-old idiot, and I don't know how to use punctuation and fucking pauses and shit like that, right? You know what I'm saying? In writing, I can give that shit to AI, and that motherfucker will make it sound way better than what I'm gonna make it sound, because I'm a fucking idiot.
Hey guys, I don't know if my kids are killing each other or if they're killing my house. There's screaming. I've been muted for a while. There's screaming happening downstairs. Although
you're good. I think we're about done for today.
Yeah, I think we're about done. Hey, everybody, join us tomorrow for the watch party. It'll be at normal time. We'll probably 15 to 30 minutes before we are going to definitely, we'll do the pre-show on YouTube, and then we'll jump over to the other platform. So we hope to see you guys there. And let everybody know. Oh, Star Wars team leader, how did your, I forgot to ask you on Wednesday, how did your, you guys got the boosting thing. Yeah, the thing. I can't remember how did the boost thing go? Did you guys have a lot of fun?
You're good, Tori.
Okay, I didn't know.
Make good choices.
Make good choices.
No, we ain't done yet. We can't be done yet. I gotta Star Wars team leader gotta let us know what happened.
No. She's gotta go though.
Oh yeah, you can go, Tori. Bye.
Yeah. So make good choices.
Oh, it's not yet? Okay. Okay. All right, guys, we're out of here. We'll see you guys on tomorrow.
May the force be with you.
Peace.
And make good choices.
Stay outraged.
Thank you for tuning in to LSR. If you've enjoyed the show, consider subscribing so you can be notified when new episodes are released. If you would like to be a guest on the show or just want to give us some feedback, feel free to email us. You can also reach out to us on all major social media platforms. Lightsaber Radio is produced by Pickfilm Media and is a Swaycast original, starring Garrison Turcott, CJ Elliott, and Kyle McDaniel. And don't forget to join us next time for more adventures in a galaxy far, far away.